that she said at a panel that we had organized on preparing ourselves for the climate crisis. She said that until we are on that table to take the decisions with our brothers, our voices are not going to be heard. We'll be told we are represented, but the change won't happen. So how do we strengthen our grassroots institutions to be more inclusive, to represent those people whose knowledge systems have sustained us so far, to actually bring about the change that we need to see happen in a very short period? One of the things that we've been trying to do is to advocate with our national government, with the UN system, which has been very supportive of our efforts in Maqam, the Mahila Kisan Adhikar Manch, is to have more dialogue and have roundtable discussions on the critical issues that are emerging, for instance, in the farmer suicide areas in Maharashtra, or to challenge the water scarcity issue in Rajasthan. The roundtable dialogues enable the women to come to the table as equals in partnership. The other thing that we've tried is triad discussion and decision making, so that in water management and water user systems, the community representation, the technical representation, and the policy decisions are taken together with the priorities of the most marginalized who are dependent on the common resources are also addressed within that process. I wanted to share these and to know about your experiences.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you
very much. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so let's hear, meanwhile, let's hear from our panel. Even though this is just a comment.
No, I can start. I mean, I think that we have gained a lot by women, bringing women voices into this forum and in different parts of the community level. It's an important element. But there are other elements that we need to really discuss. And there are issues like land tenure. We need to discuss other type of rights and access and control over resources, to financing mechanisms. Our participation is one important element. But if we don't have a change in the inequalities that drives what we have right now, we are going to not walk very far away. If we continue to have these inequalities in, as I said, access to land, access to financing mechanisms, to credit, we are going to not walk very far away just by hearing our voices. There's much that needs to be done, and that is structural changes in the way that we have arranged our societies.
Is there something we haven't, so I want to hear from Hinu first.
Yeah.
Then we'll.
I mean, what you said is just reminding me, like, I'm asking myself always, when we have national or regional or international events, we always wanted to have gender. When we have the gender events, it's like, oh, it's the women event. Are you going to the women event? Because you are a woman. So, I mean, myself is, yes, because I am woman that you're asking me to go into the women event or women panels. But do you remember that each man have a mother? So that's immediate. So each man have a mother, that means half woman, half man is automatic, it's immediate. So there is no negotiation, there is no discussions. So as man, if you talk about your man issue, you must think about your mother. Everyone loves his mother. And then even if you don't have a wife, it's depends from your choice, but you have a woman in your life as you want or you don't want. So why it's a matter of having a gender as a specific objective as the SDGs, of course. Or in our project, we have to fill the box if we have women or not. And then worse for me, I found in some countries, we just move, we say we need a quotas because women are not representative. So we start by 30%. And then even 50% or more. So like, why we have to go through this one? Why we cannot just think we are human being with two eyes, with one brain, with two hands and two legs? We are complementary of each other. It can be from the drought, it can be from another things. Let me tell you another examples. So, women, when you go to the bank in many of the countries, you want to open the bank account, you need a man who can come. When you go to the hospital, you want to have like a medicine, you need a man to come with you. But what is happening? Easy, informally. You go out, you found one man outside, you say, you know what, come with me, say you are my husband, I give you 10 cents. And it's happened. So my issue here is, it has to be automatically in the brains of man and women. When you have any activity, any decision that you have to make, you are not making it for yourself. You are making it for the community, for the family, for all the people. So make it with a more access to a better result. So that means involve women and ask her view. And the woman involve man, ask him his view. And then you can take the right decisions, because you have to include that. We don't need to work on the quotas. Now is the time to move forward as human beings, male and females, work together. And that needs to happen. If it's not happen, I think as a women's fighters, we will make it happen. There is women movement. So let us do it in peace, peacefully. That will be much better for all of us.
Okay. Thank you for that. Is there anything
Yes.
we've missed out? Okay.
Okay, so I have a quick question. I love her presentation. My name is Ruben from Ghana. We all appreciate the fact that you cannot fight poverty, you cannot fight climate change, you cannot fight agriculture without women. Women are key in this fight. But there's a school of thought. I have worked around the African continent for some time now. And most people think that women are their own enemies. Women are their own enemies. Men wish you join us to do most of the work. But within yourselves, there are issues. Even at the office level, when a woman is the head, other women seem not to cooperate with her. Have you come across this as experts? And if you have, what do you have to say to this? Thank you very much.
Yeah, is that true? Is that just propaganda, pure propaganda?
I mean, I have to say there's a lot of propaganda on that, because I have seen men doing the same thing to other men. And I have seen women doing that to men and women doing that. So there is a lot of propaganda about this whole thing about women leadership and other women gossiping about it. I have seen it in men as well. But sometimes what happens is that when women get to these positions, you're being asked to be Wonder Woman. You're asked to be more than, and you feel you have to be more than any other man so that you can fulfill some useless expectations that we have to be perfect on everything. We see it how they look at women presidents. Some of them have been good and some of them have been bad. I mean, honestly speaking, women can also be destroyers of environment. We cannot think that because we're women, we all embrace trees in the same way. That is not, I mean, there's a lot of wrong thinking about what we are in that sense.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Minister. Yes, I think we wrap up. We are running out of time, but thank you very much to all those who've listened to us, those who've made contributions, and I think many of us, what we want to take from this morning's session, and hopefully the whole day, is that there has to be a revolution in our consciousness, in how we are looking at our land, our ecosystem, and our role in making things better. I hope we'll see the day when, as we heard, we will be harvesting our rain, collecting our water, because there is no question that we do have a lot of renewable resources, including water, if we work to make it available. So what I want to take from this is for us to all make a commitment to prioritize combating drought and land degradation in our minds and in our hearts. And as the lady said, we can't give up. We are not going to give up. We are going to prioritize it. This is an existential threat or challenge, and I think the whole of humanity, not just developing countries, the whole of humanity has to be part of the solution. So thank you very much, and I wish you fruitful deliberations in the next sessions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
To the panel, I think it was very illustrative, very clear for all of us, the mission we have ahead. And that involves men and women equally in bringing this topic in the forefront of our discussion. I recall what Lorena mentioned on the paper. Lorena, that was in the background of the mind, but is not explicit there. And the author is our gender focal point and is a woman. And that reveals a lot, because even for people who work on the topic, it's a hidden topic. So thank you very much for raising that. I think it's excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform that lunch is served for 1 hour. We have a 1 hour break. Lunch is served outside. You're welcome to have lunch with us. And we are back to this room at 1:30 for a panel session on the policy dialogue on national drought plans. We are going to have 5 national cases being discussed. They are extremely interesting from different countries in the world. And I have to apologize. I will not be here as moderator. You don't have to bear me. Michael Bruentrup from the German Development Institute accept to step in. Thank you, Michael. He'll take care of the moderation of the session from 1:30 to 3. Please enjoy your lunch, and I'll see you all here at 1:30 for the 5 national cases.